Okay, today let us see what are the different types of logs available and how do we pull the reports. Okay, so let me do a checkout tree on this. Usually in Tosca we have three kinds of logs. One is the actual log, another one is the detailed log, and another one is the archived log. Actual log is nothing but the current status. For suppose, if you see this test case, what does the actual log say? It is a green shade. That means it has been executed successfully. So the current status is also the same. It has been executed successfully. But if you look at the detailed logs, it is nothing but it will say you everything in detail. Okay, I will show you the reports so that you will understand easily. So first of all, how do we pull reports for these logs is right click on your execution list and there is an option print report. You have four kinds of reports. One is actual log, another one is actual log and issues, another one is detail log, another one is archive logs and actual logs. Let's see the first one. Execution entries with actual logs. Here you can choose the format of the report and here you can simply say start and the folder where do you want to pull this report. So I'm naming it as actual logs report. Save it. So this is the actual logs report. See, so and so execution list report. So created on so and so time and so and so person. And what is the summary? It is like a very high level. What okay? And see, one has the error status out of this, and one is passed. And see the summary again. And here again a detailed summary a bit like what is the test case name and what is the status, like when did they actually start it and all. That's all, nothing else. You are done. Now let us pull the detailed logs report and see what is the difference that we have. Detailed logs means everything will be in detail. I'll show you. The third report is what I'm pulling out. So say start. Detailed logs. Here, when you are pulling detailed logs report, you will get an option asking you to, do you want to pull the report only for the failed test cases? If you want to pull the report only for failed ones, you can select it as yes. If you want it for all, you can select it as no. And again another pop-up comes asking you to whether do you want to include the screenshots and where is that you want to include. For suppose it depends on you, I don't want to include, I'll simply say no. This is my detailed logs report. See what is the difference here. I have the sum up chart and everything is same, but see the steps and the actual values that you are having in those steps and what is the log information, all these detailed things are present here. See what is the value that you passed and how did you go from one side, even including how much time you have waited. So everything is mentioned in detail here in the detail logs report. So that is the main difference. You can see all the test step details and all, but in actual logs, it's like a very high level summary. For suppose you want to send a report to your product owner on some 20 test cases or 20 execution lists select. So then obviously you need to go for the actual logs report. If it is somebody within your team who can understand and there is something wrong with the things, so then you can go for the detailed logs report. Depending upon the situation, you should decide which report you need to pull up. Okay, and now let's see the other two reports. The next one is the actual logs and issues. So
Ramya,
first suppose, yes.
suppose we have to send the logs to developer, then I think the detailed logs are more relevant to send it.
Sorry, can you come again?
I'm saying that if we want to send a report to the developer, if they ask for the detailed report, execution report, then I think this detailed report will be more relevant to send them.
Yes, yes. That is what, depending upon the situation, you can send it.
Okay.
Sometimes what happens is during the final sign off times and all, right? Usually the product owners or the business analysts, they don't want to see the detailed things. They just want to see how many passed, how many failed. At
Yes.
that time, actual logs would be working.
Okay.
That is what we do. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's go and pull up. Yeah. First, suppose you can also raise you can also raise issues within the execution list. There is an error test case, right? So you can right click and you can create an issue against it. See here, create a defect. For suppose I am creating some defect one for this particular execution list. Okay, and I marked it as priority 2 and even the severity is also 2. Okay, and it is in some open state and it has got an ID that is 12345. And what else do we have here? Description. I gave some description, some steps to replicate also. Okay, so this is what I raised one defect. So this is failing, so that is the reason I have a defect and I raised it. So now when I try to pull a report saying actual log and issues, right, only then the particular issue will be listed up. Let's see. Same way, start actual logs and issues. See, the same way, there is no difference like how many test cases passed, how many have the error, and very high level summary. Along with those, you will see here at the end what is the defect that we have. See, this is the defects. For this test case, you have a defect called defect 1 and that is in open state. So this is all about, like it will list you the defects as well. Okay. If you are using Tosca as a defect management tool, only then this report will be useful. But most of the companies use other tools as the defect management tools and all. So that is the reason we usually don't use this report at all. Okay. And the last report that we have is archived logs. You all know, right? You all have seen your inbox and all. Like sometimes what happens after certain period, like 90 days and all, your mails will be archived so that your inbox will have the capacity to hold the upcoming mails. In the same way, for suppose if needed, you can right click on the execution list and you can archive the actual logs that you have. See, here I am archiving and it is asking me what is the archive name that you want to give. I'll just give it as archive 1. Okay, and okay. Do you want to discard all entries? Mm, let's say yes. See, now my actual log says these test cases are never executed. And look at my archive, it is holding the actual status of my test cases. One is executed and one is failed. Now let us pull it. Right click and say print report and the last option archive logs and actual logs. Start. Save. So this is also the same way only, a very high level report, but here this time it contains archived and actual log. See, this is the actual log status and this is the archived log status. Okay, that's all. Nothing else it has. The reports that we generally use are the first two actual logs report, detailed logs report. That's all. These are the two reports which we will use a lot during our real time. We will not go for these two, but these two are something in this way. Okay?
Ramya, here is one more question. Like, there's a difference
Yes.
between there is a difference between log and there is a difference between actual reports. So, how it can be actually taken in terms of Tosca?
No, no. Can you come again? Difference between logs and reports.
If someone asks, like, send me a report of the execution report, then in the case we'll send these log reports, or there is something else.
No, no, the same.
The same one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, we completed the report section as well. So we have one more topic that is left out. One second. Let me close these PDFs. Okay. The one more topic is, I hope you remember, on your third day or fourth day, I must have said you requirements. We will discuss about this again by the end of the course. So now let us see that. So, so now you understood what is test cases, what is execution and all, right? So let me show you how do we map all those things to the requirements. Okay. So let us take this particular requirement set. Okay. And here I already mentioned that we need three test cases. Okay. Let me take this one. Or let me create one that is easy for me. I'll quickly create one requirement set. Okay. And inside this requirement set, let me create couple of requirements. Okay. And now what we will do is let us go to our test cases section and yeah. I'm just updating the work state of these test cases. Okay. I have total 9 test cases, out of which 3 are completed. Okay. 3 are planned and 3 are like in progress, in work. So now let us map them to these requirements. Let us take 4 test cases or else it would be easy. So this one, and this one. I am dragging these 3 test cases and mapping onto the first one. Okay. Similarly, let us map the other 3 test cases also. This one, and this one. Drag them and map them here. So for this one, this is the user registration test case, right? So user registration requirement. And this one is the buffer requirement that we have. Okay. And the frequency of this is like something 8, and the damage it causes is something 5, something like that. And this one is something 9, and the damage is also something 9. Okay, and now let's pull out this properties and see. See, against these requirements, how many required test cases are present? 3, and for this also 3. This gets updated whenever you get drag and drop a test case onto a requirement. So now what happened? You just mapped your test cases to this requirement. And now what I will do is, I'll create one execution list as well to them. Okay, and execute some 2 test cases. So I'm creating an execution list for the requirements mapping execution list. Name is that. And out of these 6 test cases, only 2 are completed. So drag those 2 and drop them here, and remaining also what I will do is I'll just drag them, but I will not execute because they are still in progress. So these 2 you can just run them. Right click, run it. Mhm.
Ramya, I think last Friday's class videos, recorded videos, we have not uploaded actually till yet.
Friday, actually, I'm not feeling well, I believe. We did not have class on Friday.
No, we had class on Friday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Batch 15. So the particular day video I'm not getting 30 or 31st video. It will be 31st video.
yeah. I will check and I will upload it today along with this.
But
And now this one also let me execute. Okay. Now, all that you need to do is come over here and how do we map our execution entries means Simply drag this execution list to the requirement section and drop it onto that particular requirement set that you have. Okay, and now in order to see why I did all these things is, now let us see how is this coverage specified and execution state getting changed. Now, whenever you do all these changes, right, in requirements, you have to update your calculations. So that is the reason you are seeing a exclamatory blue color mark. Values are outdated. So you can either click on this one or else press on F6 as well. Okay, F6 is the shortcut key. Just say okay and see immediately they are updated now. See here, the coverage specified is 57%. Why is it so? This is because we are having three different states. Like whether that particular test case is one is in completed stage, another one is in work, and another one is in planned state. That is the reason we are having 57% as completed and 43% as still in the progress. Similarly, in the execution state also, one is totally completed. So that is the reason 33% is fully completed and remaining another one is in progress state and another one is not yet started. So that is the reason these two are not executed, but out of that 23 is not at all started. So they have some formulas to calculate this, like the percentages and all. We are not bothered about them, the percentages, how do they take up and all. Only thing is you should know how this work state and how this execution state plays a clean role in the requirements. So now see, after mapping this, here you can see the green color tick icon, which means it has been successfully executed in the execution list. And one more thing, you can pull a report on your requirements as well. I'll show you. See here, there are again three different reports. One is if you have any issues, so with that. Another one is object overview and another one is contribution overview. Let's pull these reports and see what are those. See, this is the contribution overview report, which tells you what is the contribution percent that you have. So out of this, see, 33% is executed, 23% is not yet started, 43% is like in development phase. So this is all that report that says. That's all. And another one is the object overview report. Let's even pull that report. Start. This is the object overview report. This one, see here. It says you what is the percentage. Yeah. So here, this is the 96.97% is completed. Okay. And 3.03 percentage of this. One second.
Ramya, what's that yellow color?
Yeah, I will tell you how is that coming up. How do they calculate this is, actually you will have different test steps, right? So if you look at the buffer, you have only two test steps. Okay. So out of like when you say like you are working on it or you are planning for it, buffer has lesser percentage left because of only two test steps, and user registration has almost 6 to 7 test steps in it. So that is the reason this is yellow shade, like only 3% of the requirements are like the completed ones, and this buffer ones is like 96% is completed.
Okay.
Usually these reports we don't use them in real time at all because we don't go for the requirement section. But it is a good to know thing. We have two reports. One is the contribution overview and another one is the object overview. That's all.
So
Uh,
what is the difference between these two reports, contribution and object?
Contribution is nothing but contribution percentage and the execution percentage. Object overview is nothing but the requirements. On top of requirements, it will pull a report.
So Ramya, these reports are not actually used much in real time.
I never used them in
Okay.
until now.
So interview perspective, this question.
They will not ask these questions.
Okay.
These are just good to know things. The when interview also they ask about actual logs, detail logs, only these reports. Okay. So with this we completed your UI part, and yes. So today what I want all of you to do is please go ahead and appear for the certification exams. Today I will be uploading your certification examination dumps as well. Let me go off the recording. 1 second.